Hello, this is Cornel Burzo. I'm a 6 Dan player, and this video I'm going over a game played recently by Dank75 on Foxy against a 1 Dan opponent. This time Dank was black and lost the game by a lot because of losing the big dragon in the center. Too many stones died there and they shouldn't. And also, before we dive into the game, let's check what happens if black doesn't respond at a6. So let's undo the last move. Okay, let's say black just throws a stone here. I don't see the pass button, by the way. Anyway, so if white cuts, let's check the liberties. Black has 2 liberties and also a couple liberties here. White also has 2 liberties. So black obviously will play Atari and push the stone down. White will go to the first line, and again there are 2 liberties against 2 liberties, but black plays first, so Atari here, and when white goes this way, black will just capture. So all those moves are simply cut threats, and it doesn't even matter. I mean, black is losing anyway by a lot, but just, as a reading exercise, instead of defending, I mean, you sense some danger and you say, okay, I need to put a stone inside, you better read out what happens. And in this case, nothing happens. So it's a sequence of just a couple of moves. Well, more than a couple, like cut, Atari, go down, Atari, turn, and take. So 6 moves and it's solved. Let's check the game from the beginning. So Oshi Komoku, that's fine. Attack with the large approach, that's also nice. I like this move too. I used to play it a lot actually back in the day, especially before AI era. It doesn't matter if I'm white or black. I would go for this low and far approach. It can be confusing. Obviously nowadays we see a lot of Keima approach, so the low Kakari, it's probably like the highest used percentage used move in a Fuseki. But yeah, why not try the low and far approach? So white can play c16. We already covered that in the previous review. Black will go to space extension to set up a base, and now white is free to do whatever. He can approach the low right corner. Uh, he can, of course, invade the Sansan in the top right. He can also approach the left side. But when this happens, black can jump either e14 or e11. Now when black plays e11, his aim is to invade at c6 or c7 next move. Therefore, white will probably protect this area, and now black can just make a Shimari or this one. I know this is one of Deng's favorite Fuseki, or approach the top left corner. But white is not very scared about this move, like the corner is still alive and safe. So, back to the original game. White decided to play a Keima. Yeah, this is the kind of move that white plays when black approaches c15. In this case, black again can simply make a base with a 2 space extension, or even slide in the corner, something like b17, because white didn't block the corner at c16, therefore it leaves some open space to slide under. Then white can extend again in the top, j17 or k17 to keep the base safe, and now black will extend to the middle of the side. If white doesn't take a move around j17, let's say white plays here, black can attack right away with h17, and it's quite annoying now. White is on the run. So black can think about this move at b17. Also, you can just play a move like c16, Hane, and then simply extend. But this way, you kind of revert into a different kind of Joseki, let's say. But yeah, black decided to play the loose extension. This leaves an invasion at c12. But white can also just play c16 and then think about the c12 invasion. Well, in this case, I would play a move like c8 to stop black from expanding the left side. This is a way to block black's expansion. So black will probably play Keima, white pulls back, kick, go up, and pull back to keep some base on the left side. This is a pretty normal follow-up. But white decided to attack the lower right corner, so it's a completely different game. Black attaches, that's fine. Classic Joseki. Well, if you want to play Josekis to confuse your opponents more, you can think about the pincer at r7, but we can cover that in a separate video. So we have the classic way, attach, pull back. This is a good Joseki. Black takes 15 points in the corner, white goes for the outside, but we don't know how much he will build. And then black can play R12 to prevent the right side becoming too big. But right now, black played a very big move. C6 is nice, good flow on the left side, the formation, it's excellent. White defense, and black continues here. This is a big point locally, it's fine, but black can play R12 right now. Usually here, if white panics and is afraid of the invasion at R9, he will double up with a move at S10. But this is already a gain to make this exchange R12 for the block at S10. And then black can either defend the corner like this, attach in the lower left, or think about a way to approach the top left corner. So this one, white will probably protect and then expand the top moyo. But yeah, black decided to attach here, which is normal. Then Hane under, very good. Atari, connect, cover. Well, usually white connects, and when black connects under, then white pushes or plays other moves like go down. But when white plays the Hane and black goes Atari, now white is committed to protect here, so it's the only way. Then black pulls back, very good. And at some point, white can go down, but probably because he made the exchange d6 for d6 for c7, then white doesn't have to descend right away at c2. He can play a big point such as r14. After this, he can just extend on the bottom, but I would come all the way here to m3. Ah yeah, white decided to approach from the other side. That's also big open area, it's fine. Okay, pincer. Yeah, it's fine either way. You can defend, you can pincer. It's probably a matter of style or choice in this particular position. That's correct, you gotta cut. I mean, separate at q17, that's good. Jump and extend to the top, that's also nice. White protects. This is good flow. The sequence that happened in the top, it's absolutely natural, well played by both sides. Then black jumps here. Actually, the moy on the right side looks a bit scary, so I would push along. Push here one time, maybe even one more, or just leave it and then come all the way to the bottom side. A move like this is quite nice because it kind of presses white's group, so white might go down. Then you need to play some Ogema to expand the bottom moyo and limit white's development on the right side. So this position seems pretty even, like black develops nice in the top, left side and bottom. White has the right side, this group on the lower left, the solid corner and Komi. So whoever plays better to conquer the center will win this game. But it's really balanced at this stage. Yeah, obviously this move is to prevent the evasion at c12, but these are the situations where you need to stop and look all over the board. For example, a Keima here, it's also nice. If white plays the double up, then it's already a center exchange. And if white doesn't defend on the right side, let's say white plays on the bottom, a move like this, then you immediately play the Tsuke. So you kind of invade the right side and stop it from becoming too large like it happened in the game. So yeah, this is a nice move, but somewhat not the biggest right now, or the most urgent. Yeah, white did well to play the push on the right and expand that moyo and push along. Well, there's a little bit of agi with this cutting point that black can use, because white has a problem at r15, so white will either play here, or will play a Kosumi like this, or Atari. But white has to pay attention. If white starts a ladder this way, black will just punish, push through, cut and catch the corner. So that would be a disaster. Therefore, white has to play either r15 or s13 or r13, and then black can Hane in the head of two stones using the cut, which takes away liberty. Now white can play a jump, white can play a Hane as well, white can play just Atari to capture, but this way you use that sacrifice stone to come into the center. So it's playable. Yeah, this is a large point, obviously, because you're kind of threatening this lower left group. But why did a Hane in the head of two stones? Now you gotta play the proper shape, which is this one space jump. Absolutely fine. There are still cutting points that white needs to worry about here. So white might come back and protect this way. Yeah, so Hane Hane, Atari, and pull back. Then white starts the ladder. Yeah, well, it's not that big right now. I mean, it's just a tiny stone. For white, it's interesting to play a move here, threatening the invasion on the bottom side and expand the moyo this way. Now, when black captures that guy, white can slide under and erase the points on the bottom too. White looks good with this territory on the right side. So, taking that stone, not so amazing. This schema looks like being a ladder breaker. Tuk, 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 tuk. Yeah, so white needs another stone to capture that guy. That's correct. And now black played the slide in the top. Well, that's a second line move, not so urgent right now, and it can be played all the way to f18. Right now, black should worry about the center and the bottom. So a move like h3 is very good because it stresses this group. Like if white jumps in the middle, you immediately capture this stone and then put pressure on the entire group. He's still running. And while he's running, he's busy, you erase the center. Therefore, if you play a move like h3, usually white will go down to keep his base safe, and then you should jump in the middle. This is a pivotal point. It's a point that it's on the border of moyos. So it erases or reduces a little bit the potential on the right. So you stop white from growing towards the center, but in the same time, you grow the bottom side towards the middle. So it's a really important spot to play this move. If white answers, no problem, you keep pushing. So you're going to build more than in the actual game and keep the stones connected. And if he doesn't answer, let's say he plays in the top, that move at g18 that black played earlier, you can play Keima like this, white needs to protect, and all of a sudden the right side is not so scary anymore. So this Keima, it's not a small move, but it's not the right timing. Like it can be played a little bit later. So white obviously is looking for a way to fix his moyo, make it bigger. On this move, when he bumps, you can simply go down. And then that's it. When Hane, you can also Hane. And now it's a bit dangerous for the group on the left side. But this block is not bad either, because you have a way to come into the center. Now white kind of messed up with the peep. It's usually bad to peep at the cutting point. He should actually play Nobi, Hane, black Nobi, and then the slide. And go up, and then go down. So he's fine in the lower side, and also a lot of potential in the middle. But of course, black can try to erase that. So he played a peep. Black jumps. I think you should play the push on top. White has to pull back, and even if he cuts, he's in a lot of trouble. And then you can push here. Now, when he blocks this way, you have the vital point like this, threatening to cut the stones. If he plays the Kosumitsuke, you go for a step back preparation, then you jump in the middle. So you really don't care about this cut, because the stones are safe in the center. The cut is more like a neutral point. Now, when you play this move, he plays here, you play this one, he plays here. Then you can play some jump in the center. If he cuts, you play another jump in the center to erase the right side. So it's really light, and that's a Sabaki way. I mean, well, this jump had pretty much the same meaning, not bad. But white can jump here, which he did. Yeah, if white cuts, you can always push. He needs to pull back like this or Hane. Then you Hane, he goes Nobi, and then you play this vital point threatening the stones, and then you jump along in the center. I mean, jump again in the middle to make some eye shape. Yeah, so his jump is good. He's building a lot. On this turn, white should play here. And then when black pushes again, it's all connected, solid, safe, no cuts. Now you can play this move, then you can play this one, then turn. So you really don't worry about the cut anymore. You got eye shape. And you can play another jump in the top to continue your G18 idea. Then Kosumi here. So how is the overall situation? Tuck, tuck, tuck. This honey is big. After that you have the first line follow up. Yeah, this move it's a bit too obvious. Like you're trying to catch the 3 stones in a crude way. So this is still the key point. Okay, then double up. You don't gain much with this move. It's more interesting to play the one space jump instead. I mean, if he doesn't answer the one space jump and he plays somewhere else in the middle, you jump again and there are no more ice in the top. So, oh, white panicked a little bit, but actually white can connect this stone. Nothing happens. Even if black plays the Kosumi and the push here, there's enough space in the corner and he can also jump out. So that stone, no need to give it up. Yeah, this cut can be played, but black is not worried. Black can push here once, then Hane, then jump. And the group is safe now. So this is the highlight of the game actually, how black somehow lost all these stones in the center and give up too much territory in the end. Okay, that was nice. Peep and jump again. In fact, here you can just play Kosumi to go faster to the left. If he plays an attach move, you have Hane, then this one, then you can connect with the tiger mount. It's all safe. Nothing to worry about anymore. But yeah, in general, one space jump is not bad. This Atari don't even care. And yeah, play away, very good. Ah, that was big. This is all Sente, fine. Why should protect solid? No more Cotrets. I mean, like this, he leaves this Atari, and if white takes, there's another Atari in the corner, so why have two Cotrets when you can have none? Yeah, this is proper. Okay. Yeah, not so big to play Atari here, unless you want to pull back and keep all the territory in the top, but that would be Gote. Yeah, this is nice, and continue Sente, very good. That's nothing. You can just play the wedge, and then white will go up. And when you play this kind of move, it's more like a bait. I mean, you want your opponent to play Atari, and then you go double Atari. And if he connects here, you catch the stone. If he captures the stone, you capture 3 stones. But if you play Atari, he will see obviously what's next, and then Atari. So it's too simple. This is risky. Yeah. You should just connect or play nothing. Leave it. Oops. Yeah. I mean, if you go out, he will connect and everything dies. You gotta protect here. So just lose an extra stone. So that was minus. This is a small move. He can push, but no big deal. What else? Let's say you protect here. So white will push, Atari connect. Then there's a cutting point here. Therefore, you need to play Hane. Because when he cuts, you take the stone. If he Atari, you play here. If he pushes, you block. If Atari connect, if this one, Atari, and catch. This is just for some reading. Okay. Ah, no, don't try to cut the one space jump like this. It's too brutal. So simply go out with Kosumi and connect to the top. If he's trying to cut you with the wedge, you just go Atari and connect on the bottom. So now when there is no more cut here because of the tiger mount. Playing this kind of wedge, you can hurt yourself. So he plays Atari from the right, connect. If you play here, for example, he will just push through, and now you gotta give him the stones. So you take the points in the center, but you give up the tail. Anyway, it would still be better than the actual game. But it's bad style to try to cut the G8. I mean, you see, once you connect here, you create these 3 stones in a line, but it's a line of neutral points. So, and then it hurts all the stones on the right side. He wedges, okay, connect. Ay, problems here. Ah, yeah, white shouldn't play this move. White should just, okay, after the call, he could play here, black protects, and then try to attack more. But playing like this, black turns, and then white needs to block, and now black has a chance to go out and connect to the top. So black is fine, connected now. But somehow, black got too ambitious. So instead of pushing inside, you need to play Kosumi. I mean, this is the move that white can play to surround everything, to play a net, therefore go out. Pushing here is not Sente. Maybe black is thinking white will block and then come out, but white can just cover, and now even if you play inside, there is no room for 2 eyes, so this is a collapse. Now the game is over. Actually the shape is this one. But okay, white wants to be sure he doesn't mess up, and it's ouch. He doesn't need all these moves inside. He's fine. He can just play here. I mean, there is no room to create two eyes even if you keep pushing. White is just too thick in that area. So the game is pretty much finished here. And it's not even uh, needed to play out the end game. I mean, in this situation, it's okay to resign and start a new game. Alright, let's fast forward. Not much is happening. And there we go. Enjoy the review and don't lose the dragons in your next games.